Any second now, we're gonna start streaming. Gonna start streaming. Gonna start streaming.
Oh, you are streaming 30 seconds, remember?
Yes, this is true. So what's gonna happen is that's gonna go, and we're gonna start up. There it goes. And to anybody watching, hello. So these are all the people I've hosted.
Okay.
Hello, everybody on the Twitch station. Hello.
I'll finish goal after.
We're streaming, dear.
Oh.
How do you spell Stanley's
Stanley.
L-E-Y? How do you spell parable?
L-E-Y.
L-E-Y. How do you spell parable?
It's not how you spell it.
Yes, it is. How do you spell parable?
Pierre.
P-A-R-A.
B-L-E.
P-L-E. All right. And we are live now. I'm actually just getting some of my Twitch things set up.
Sod it.
Stanley. Jesus. S-T-A-N-L-E-Y. Do I really have to put the in front of it?
Yep.
The Stanley Parable. Done. So that'll probably take up that whole minute that I had left waiting there. Oh, 4 seconds. All right, so the game is starting right now.
Yeah, that was such a good start.
It's such a good intro, I know, but
I would totally click on the game now.
I would totally click on the game in like any second. So I just have to click this over, and then I'll click on the game. So kiss my ass.
Yeah, sure.
See, this is what I was saying. The little things that we got to set up before it actually worked right. Thank you.
Hilarious.
This is going to be fun. We're going to have to buy another splitter. Oh, there it goes. Fuck it. Yeah.
Again, this
There.
is going to be hilarious.
We're going to have to buy another splitter.
Yeah.
All right,
This
so
is the Stanley Parable.
this is apparently the
I'm
Stanley.
hearing doubling.
Why is she hearing doubling? That's a good question.
Where are you plugged into?
That.
You're not hearing doubling, you're
okay.
hearing the game audio.
Are people talking in the background?
Yeah. It's the game.
Okay, I thought it was
Sure?
you guys talking in the
No,
background.
it's the
Okay,
game.
because now she's got me all fucked up.
Christ.
Alright, it's a game because we
On
didn't have
the
no phone.
bike.
Clicked on that, I lost all my sound. Don't touch my damn game.
It was annoying. This is
Don't
the Stanley
touch,
Parable.
boy.
You've never seen this, have you?
Not a goddamn
Just
thing
hit
about it.
begin the game. And don't touch anything. Don't touch anything now.
Touch.
No, you will skip the opening and you...
I'm touching.
I'm not joking, I'm not joking.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Hi, Stanley.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his
007.
desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy.
Stanley's insane.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at
How's
his
it going?
desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Well, fuck me.
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation.
That's awesome, sweetie.
Something was very clearly wrong.
Unless I can hear
No.
it.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay, hold on. Go into your settings.
How do you do that? With your controller? Ah, start.
So go down to options.
Options.
Go down to extras.
Extras.
Click it over. Achievements.
Oh, achievements enabled.
You got an achievement called achievement.
I unlocked the achievement called achievement.
Okay.
Sweet.
You can go back now.
And Tekken 7 looks fucking awesome. And I will eventually get it.
So A is to interact.
Okay.
So you can pretty much click on a lot of things. The only B word you should call
Yeah, I was taking the bus today. Oh.
I'll take the word bitch over beautiful any day.
The only B word you should call a woman is beautiful because bitches love being called beautiful. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do.
Beautiful is aesthetic. Bitch is an achievement. You have to work to be called the word
You're gonna
bitch.
click on everything, aren't you?
Oh, fucking right I am.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I'm gonna give you.
Stanley
a hint.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he
door
had
behind
simply
you 5
missed a
times.
memo.
Actually, no. We'll go for achievements and stuff.
Stanley went
I'll figure it
around
out later.
touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it
Oh, that's
advance
awesome.
the story in any way.
You should have said hi.
No matter how hard Stanley looked,
Unless I
he
passed by
couldn't
you.
find a trace of his co-workers.
The narrator's fun.
I noticed, yeah. Hello? Hello, anybody here?
You were
Ah.
watching something, yeah.
No, I had my phone in my hand. I was trying to get it to work. It wasn't working right.
So here's the whole point of the game right here.
Oh, don't be shy. Just go
coming
up
up.
and smack him and say hi.
Which one?
Keep going.
Somebody play.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Do I have to? Do I? Yeah, better this time.
I'm keeping my mouth shut. I'm not helping you out at all.
Let me play it through the first time, then you can help me out all you want.
Yeah, I know. Like, I want you to experience this game, how it's supposed to be played.
And you weren't sleeping for once on the bus?
Isn't that weird? I was trying to fuck with my phone. I couldn't get it to work at all.
Yet there was not a single
Because
person
normally
there
you're
either.
sleeping on the bus.
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Yeah, you really do
Stanley
want to
decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Yeah, let's go to the boss's office. It's not the boss. Broom closet, yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What do you call the worthless piece of flesh on the top of a penis? A man. Ha! That's kind of funny. Hey, what's going on? Executive bathroom. That's technically the boss's office right there.
Totally.
Gecko! I still like that fucking name.
Oh, yeah.
It's fucking
That's
awesome.
an awesome name.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Every
What
time I
dark
see that
secret
name-
was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been
keypad.
keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845.
Ah, here it is.
But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
So every time I hear the name Gecko,
2845?
I always picture this gecko falling off a cliff.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought he said. I was just talking.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
Yes, sheer luck.
Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Aha! Holy fuck. What the shit? Oh no! It's Portal! I need that as a tattoo.
Click the
Huh.
button.
I'm doing 2 things at once. Oh, I can imagine. I like the last couple. Like the Tekken 6 was pretty good. Except that story-driven thing drove me up the fucking wall.
Mm.
Loading.
That just scared me. It said not responding.
What did?
The game.
Well,
Good.
your PC is as slow as the PlayStation.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Wait till they get a load of me.
Woohoo!
Devious is no hosting.
Stanley walked
I'm
straight
being
ahead
hosted.
through the large door
I can't
that
see my
read
pop-ups
Mind Control
because we don't have the thing up.
Facility.
Fuck. Now what did he say?
Stanley walked through the door, the
But-
big doors that said Mind Control Facility.
But
I go through escape.
I want to follow the game religiously first.
The narrator?
Yeah.
You know you don't have to.
I know, just with the first run through.
Because remember, you've passed 3
I realize.
options.
I realize. Plane is slowly crashing. Woman runs to the island, yells, I want to F. Huh.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Oh my God,
What
it's fucking
horrible
Professor
secret
X's
did
fucking
this
room.
place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This is Professor X's room.
Totally.
Devious!
Devious.
Hey, sweetheart.
Turn around.
Aha!
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on the screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Didn't mean to send what?
I have no clue.
There's the button. Aha, the button.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
No big deal.
No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His
That's awesome,
own
Devious,
life
honey. I
in
meant to get back
someone
to you a little
else's
bit earlier, but
control.
we're setting all this up.
Never.
I'm
It was
gonna send you a couple
unthinkable.
messages later on,
Wasn't
okay?
it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes. Yes, he had. Ah, no big deal,
But
Cole.
here was the proof.
Understand.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
No problem, Devious, honey. You know it's alright. You should never hit the big glowy red button.
Oh, always hit the big glowy red button.
And when at last he found the source of the room's
Oh.
power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to...
What did you do?
I hit the big white button.
Click the off button. Could have clicked the on button.
blackness
Or you could have gone
and a
through the
rising chill of uncertainty.
Or you could have gone through the right door.
Was it over?
See, why I wanted you to play this game now?
Yes! He had won! He
Cool,
had
that's fucking
defeated the
hilarious.
machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet,
Freedom.
even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold?
And then
But
he
as
suddenly didn't
sunlight
give a good
streamed
flying
into
fuck.
the chamber, he realized none of
Chloe.
this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been
Enough.
seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand,
Open the door, let me out.
but to let go.
Open the door.
No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he
It
needed
is
to know.
totally okay, Deviant.
It's okay,
was
DB, Sonny,
perhaps
don't worry.
the
Like I said, I'll
only
message you a little
thing
later on,
worth
alright?
Stanley stepped
take it easy.
through the open door.
We fully understand
Stanley
and we
felt
love
the
you.
cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new
Wow, this is the
path
longest game I've
before
ever
him.
played.
Alright.
This was
is the end of
exactly the
game.
I know.
way, right now,
Like I
that
told you,
things were
some of the
meant
endings
to
are very
happen.
short.
And Stanley
Hi,
was
Chloe! You little bitch!
Chloe, they're saying hi to you.
You growling little bitch.
Say, yeah, but I'm a cute little
Hey, you
bitch.
beat the game in under 4 minutes.
I'm just that good.
You're that good.
Alright.
Kind of like when we beat Far Cry 4.
Yes. That took 30 minutes.
No, it didn't.
Yes, you did.
It
You had to
only
wait
took like
30 minutes.
15.
You had to wait 30
Oh.
minutes.
Let's go again.
Alright.
So, all of that's the same. They're not gonna work.
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want you to play through this like on your own and find a couple of the paths, and then I'll show you some of the really cool ones after. Because like, this game has some pretty cool ones that you can go through.
Hard to beat.
What?
Hard to beat.
Yeah, you click on that one. And put receive and it pop that up.
Only one beep?
One beep.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story.
So now, you can go left again, and you can go to some of the options that you've skipped over, or you can go right and see all those options there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Yep.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
Nothing here.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
You don't have to pay that much attention
Oh
to
my
detail.
god, I love
You
the
can just walk.
narrator.
You can just walk. Oh, by the way, you can't jump.
I noticed.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I
Or you can't
realize that
fall.
investing your trust in
You're dead.
someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
By the way, this is why I like
There's
this
someone
game,
you've
because
been
of the narrator.
neglecting, Stanley.
Doesn't he make you think
Someone
of
you've
Gladys?
forgotten about. What? Really?
Oh, I'm so
I was
happy
in the
you did
middle
that.
of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Now this would affect your game as well.
Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked through the
Do it
red
again.
Do it
door.
again. Do it again.
Oh, I intend to.
I still don't think we're communicating properly.
I've actually
Stanley
seen this part
walked
before.
through the red
Turn around. Turn around.
door.
Wait, turn around. Turn.
Ah! There it is.
I love
All
this
right,
ending.
fine.
Actually.
Go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you.
I actually wanted to do the opposite of what you
You
told me
see?
to do this whole time.
There's nothing
Yeah.
here. I haven't even finished building this section of the
But
map
remember,
because
some
you
of
were
the
never
stuff you can
supposed
do,
to be
and
here
then
in
you
the
can
first
switch.
place.
Like the
Broken
escape.
rooms, exposed
Awesome.
developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What
guy's
did
a
you want
jackass.
to see? Vehicles?
Oh,
Skill
boy.
trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin.
I want to do the opposite, but what he wants to do, but I want to look at the door.
It's the red door.
Fuck it. No, wait. No, let me. Oh, you. Gosh.
Go through it.
Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Oh, that's, yes.
Aha! You see, I knew I was onto something.
Oh.
Where do these flashes of inspiration come from? How did I know the game needed a third
How long were we
door?
streaming for?
Well, it's instinct mostly. A call
5
in your
hours?
gut. I really
minutes.
couldn't say where the idea came from, except that
An hour or
I
two.
felt it in my soul.
Okay,
You
good.
can't teach that, Stanley. Don't even try. Here, based on the data from your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version. And to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one.
This is
Let's
cute.
take a look.
Stanley Parable, worldwide leader.
Hold on, look at it.
Nice.
Total. Did you know that 21.3% of players skipped the intro sequence? Only the worst 3% of players chose the blue door. There's you.
Ah,
You're Frank Blast.
that. Fuck him.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some
Hold on.
playtesting.
Hold on.
You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up.
Keep pressing the button.
So what are you thinking so
Hold
far?
on. Keep pressing the button. Just keep doing it.
This game,
Don't
Baby
stop.
crawls
Just do it
left
forever. Just
towards
don't stop.
danger. You click the button to move him back to the right, and if he reaches the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and
button.
tedium
Girl,
of
push the
endlessly
button.
confronting the demands
This
of
is- it's an
family
ending
life.
if you actually
I
complete
think
the
the
game.
art world will really take notice.
I want the
But of
baby
course,
bird.
the message of the game
want the
only
baby
becomes
bird.
clear
I want
once you've
this
been
ending.
playing it
This
for about
ending's
4
cool.
hours. So
Fine.
why don't you give it 4 hours of play to make sure it's effective?
You heard that, right?
Be sure to keep
4
notes of
hours
More
to
hours.
play.
He's digging around.
I'm not. This takes 4 hours.
Well, we're not going to sit here pushing the button for 4 hours.
It gets harder, by the way. Oh, look at them trick shots.
Is that you doing it or no?
Me. Making it more interesting.
Okay, well, just do it.
He's not serious. He's serious. 4 hours.
I'm serious, it's 4
Okay,
hours.
then let the baby burn. We're not sitting here for 4 hours. You should have just let us let the baby burn in the first place.
You heartless bastard.
That's
Did you
me.
do it
There's
because you
actually
hate
an ending
babies or
if you do
purely
that
to
for 4
spite
hours.
me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm
It's
completely out of
painful
ideas. I can't
to
think
complete.
of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. What do we have here? Yes, this seems like it'll work. Let's give it a shot.
Game am I playing?
So
now?
while it's loading, what do you think? Awesome?
I knew it was awesome. I knew what it was. Like, yay!
Well,
Minecraft!
Stanley, is this any better? At last, the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with.
Can't anywhere, can't
But is it
jump.
enough? Tell me that, Stanley.
No!
Will it ever be enough? Well, I'll say this. I'm done making things for you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house. This will go here. No, here. And then...
Where are you building this mythical house?
Right there.
Where?
Let's see, what does it need?
here.
Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this, Stanley. Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed at your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside
Hiding in the
and
bushes.
make yourself comfortable.
Go inside.
I don't wanna.
You have to.
Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of diamond. Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley. We have to go mining.
We actually get it in the little box now. Let's go mine.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Do I have a light?
No.
No, you haven't.
Let's go mining. I wonder if they actually use the Minecraft engine to build this.
No. This
No.
is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and
They probably
linear.
imported the map.
Something that makes
Okay.
you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one.
Ah.
Okay, new game.
Ah, I can't see. This guy's a bastard. He keeps changing the game on me. I like that game.
I love this game
Are you
so much.
shitting me sideways?
Yes!
I've
I
seen
don't
this
know what this
part.
game is, but I
I've seen this
love
part.
it.
It's in the Half-Life engine.
You, trapped in a glass box with no way out, listening to me talk. Oh, it's inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
One of my favorite games.
People are gonna pop on and see this and be all upset when we're not actually playing it.
Ooh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Absolutely.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any more of these games.
But-
And I highly doubt you're...
So just skip dialogue.
Eh.
He basically told you to sit there for eternity. Explore.
But it's dark. I know. I can't see fuck all. Scared of the dark.
Door.
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 I want to go the way this way. There's nothing in here. It's dark.
Does that say red door?
Ah! I'm falling! You son of a bitch, you tricked me. Ah.
As a little bit of a backstory, this is the map to the original Stanley Parable we're in now. Because this used to be a mod before it was a full-fledged game.
Oh. If anybody else heard that crack, you feel my pain.
So if you turn around, those are the original choice doors.
This looks like a blue door.
Blue door, left and right door.
I'm lost. Fuck. There's no idiot to tell me what to do. I've been here before.
All the way back.
Light!
This is the original office for Stanley.
What am I supposed to do now?
Walk back out.
Ah.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it.
Nope.
He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am.
Nope.
That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends,
That's
after
the
it all
last,
comes to a close,
He didn't learn his lesson.
then I'll be
Oh,
back.
no, fuck no.
The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Wasn't that a fun ending?
Yes, being lost in the dark, that was awesome.
Yeah, let me show you like one of the coolest endings ever. You ready? Click on the door. That's an ending.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
That was an ending. That was terrible. That was ridiculously psychotic.
I can't wait to tell this story to my co-workers, Stanley thought. How amusing they'll find it. Oh, won't we all just laugh and laugh at the time I thought everyone had gone missing. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
I know, right?
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over.
All of a sudden,
Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Yes. Then he realized he's still in the same fucking spot.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings,
chick now.
and walked to her place of work.
Oh.
But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal.
Did you point at
I
your
am
father?
sane. I am in control of my mind.
There you go.
I know what is
back.
real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this,
No, it's not gonna
and
work.
in a
Yes,
certain
whatever.
way,
Another splitter.
seeing this man made her feel
There's another one in the
better.
house somewhere. Just don't order.
Then
So
she
two of them
remembered the
have
meeting
somewhere
she
else
had
somewhere.
scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would
Look on
affect her
that table.
career, and by extension, the
Nope.
rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Well, that was insane. Excuse me. So, anybody on? Anybody wants some suggestions? What's going on, people? How are you? I'm trying
Already
to.
this was uncomfortable.
I'm trying to listen
and
to the
Stanley
narrative here,
decided
so
that
that's
as
why I
soon as he
haven't
found a
explained too
new
much.
space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
I can't fucking shit's everywhere. Damn it! Find a fucking splitter.
One in.
Find a fucking
Ouch,
splitter.
ouch, ouch, ouch. We got a huge problem.
What?
Huge problem on the Sweet Pea front.
What?
Sweet Pea's hair is like completely tangled. Ouch.
Okay, you ready for this?
Holy shit.
Ready for this?
You told me there wasn't shit to look at, so I didn't look.
Move for a second, Chloe.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
No.
Then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it. Will it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening
What
to
does it
this
say?
is lucky.
Are you sick
Well
of this
now,
gag?
I've built up the other options
missed
so
a
much
whole
that I'm going to
hilarious
stop talking
gag.
and leave you to your
It is
decision
definitely
whether to
nowhere on
come
my
back
side.
here, continue with the game,
What?
or just sit in
I
this
was
spot
looking for
forever.
the-
Okay,
And
don't
ever.
worry about it.
Cheers.
But
You have to restart now. Like physically restart.
no,
Hit options.
no, that's not fair.
Hit options.
You have to physically restart the game.
Begin the game again.
Oh, nice.
Asshole game.
So I like to go back there.
Yeah, I'll get back there.
I'm going for a puff.
You're not gonna stay for the funny
All of
narrative?
his co-workers were
No, I'm
gone.
going for
No,
a
no.
puff.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had
That's right
simply
there.
missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Enough.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
I can't
Nor
get up
did
there.
it advance the
Get up there.
story in any way.
Crouch.
No!
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Yes.
Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want. Like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So, just to push the envelope, I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley, who people considered so manly. But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons. He pushed them like some kind of glutton. He did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible. And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Is that the whole song? Or just repeat?
It'll repeat and then it'll scratch out.
Oh, okay. That should win.
No, it'll scratch out and then it's done.
Okay.
That was worth it.
That was bullshit.
That was hilarious.
That was some bullshit.
That was awesome.
I actually heard about a way if
All
you
of his
run really
coworkers
fast, you'll
were
actually
gone.
see one of your
What could it mean?
coworkers vacating
Stanley
an office.
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't remember where it was. Like you just kind of see a glimpse of them running out a hallway.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Does he have
open
left
doors,
escape?
he entered the door on his left.
Oh, you have two left. You have escape pod and escape.
Yeah.
And
Yet
nuke.
there was not a single person here either.
I'd go to the end
Feeling
of
a
the game
wave
again.
of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
2, 8, 4, 5, right? Go there and quick punch it in. I dare you. Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the bosses suffered losses, then that's what the boss chose. Okay. I never knew you could come in here.
That's why I tried to choose try all the shit. You said you couldn't do anything.
Didn't you try to open it earlier?
Nope. You told me it was a waste of time.
You missed a song.
Did I?
Did you know you can come in here?
I knew you could come in there.
Ooh, pretty wallpaper.
Keep going. Look around.
Business strategy.
Really?
Go to the elevator so you
Evil.
can do something. Yeah. What? This is new.
It's because you don't check doors.
I do check doors. This is new.
Nice elevator music.
I check doors. I've only only have one ear stereo sound, so I can't hear anything being on the left ear.
Do you hear him talking?
Barely in the background.
Yeah, same.
This is a long elevator ride.
Elevator simulator.
Oh, come on.
There's nothing.
Really? That's all that is.
I think.
Fuck's sake.
I genuinely don't know. I've never seen that before.
Keep pushing up, because you keep pushing down.
No, it's
It's literally a loop. What's the number?
Okay.
Stepping
2, 8,
into
4,
his
5.
manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
This is why speedrunners hate this game.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
I'm genuinely soothed and rejuvenated. Yes, I am.
There's nothing back there.
Oh, you said there's nothing in the
I
doors either.
promise this time. So which one are you gonna do? A Scoppy or
Oh, definitely. Well, it's a
Nuke? A Scoppy, you walk to the left, or you can click off in the control panel.
I did click off last time. You mean on?
I mean on, yeah, on. Turn the machine on.
Those are the only two choices left on the left?
Nope, and a Scoppy. And then one I'll show you.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Well, I'm not
Mind
listening to
Control
that
Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Keep going.
But he said I'd die.
Keep going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track.
The one on the right, shoot.
At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Door, done. Plug, done. Yeah. It's not a whole lot of endings, but it's pretty cool.
Did I just die? That would suck if I just died.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
You liar.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Huh.
This shows you everything about the game. Like if you
Huh.
turn around, there's the credits there. There's all the different computers, the button sound. It actually can show you all the different endings as well.
Oh, I wanted to play the games.
The office. So if you turn around, there was a painting there. So that's an ending. Maintenance room. Earlier version of the maintenance room. You know, developer build stuff like that.
Yep.
You know, all that cool stuff. What's this one? The apartment timer. You haven't gotten to that one yet. Kind of stone. It's literally nothing to it. The cargo lift. Cargo lift. Hold on. It's literally everything about the game.
Sweet.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Cheap bitch.
He's dead. You died. Yeah, so we're to the end of the game.
So I have to return. I have to do it now.
Yeah, begin the game again. It's the end of it.
I should automatically do that when you come to an ending.
Eh,
Because you're not sure. Sometimes they make you wait in suspense, so you might miss something.
yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
It's a
What
new
could
room.
it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
In there.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
Results set.
he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person
Oh,
here
class.
either.
Unbelievably
Feeling a wave
amazing.
of disbelief,
Fire.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What's the code again?
285.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle surprise.
Oh, it's already open, I think. Because of that audio. Yeah, it's already open.
Ah,
Because the amount of times you've come back here so far.
it's remembering. Kind of like it skipped this huge narrative and just opens the door.
Yeah. Which I like that about it. does some hilarious stuff like that.
It doesn't just open the door, but loads the game.
Yeah.
Oh no. Can't move that off the screen.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
So now you have to turn it on.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Let's find out. Excuse me.
Actually, just for the sake
Now
of
the
time,
monitors
one
jumped
called
to
the escape
life,
pod ending,
their
where you
true
don't make
nature
it through the
revealed.
doors of your boss's
Each
office
bore
and
the
it closes
number
on
of
you.
an
When
employee
you walk
in
all
the
the way back
building.
and you get
Stanley's
escape pod ending, but
co-workers.
it's really
The lives of so
nothing.
many individuals
They just
reduced
white
to
screens
images
and
on a screen.
restarts.
And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes, this is exactly what fucking happened.
Totally.
No. He
Very
refused to
confusing.
believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Kind of want to do that after every ending.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
that's the
Controls labeled with emotions.
done.
Happy
I know, what's up here?
or sad or content.
Number 4.
Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this
what
very
these for?
place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided
Letting
that
you
this
figure out.
machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Did you click 5?
No, I didn't press it.
Press 5.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you?
Yes,
After
yes, I
they
did.
kept you enslaved all these years, you
It's
go
kinda
and you
like a
try
boss
to
room.
take control of the machine for yourself.
Figure out
Is
how to
that
turn
what
it
you
off.
wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the
shut
bomb
up.
goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die
know.
anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was
Oh,
merely
hey, bro.
in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone.
Try another spot. In the,
Other
area.
times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
Look, numbers.
I have to say this, though. This version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it
I don't know
go.
where's number one.
But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees.
Try
Go
the
back
big
and
red.
see what the next
Oh,
number
dear
is.
me.
Just
What's
push
the
number
matter,
one, go
Stanley?
back to one, you're
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
Maybe press
Or
the
did
big
you
red
just
button.
assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I
Oh,
want to
look,
watch you
there's no
for
door.
every moment that you're powerless.
There.
To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You
Well, look,
wanted
there's,
to
some
control
things up
this
there.
world, that's fine.
Where?
But I'm going to destroy
Okay.
it
I don't know.
first, so you
Oh,
can't.
oh no. Oh no.
Take a
Big
look
red
at the
button.
clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count, or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Damn it.
Oh no, Stanley, look what you did.
There was no solution. There is no solution.
Ah. So you're running around like a jackass for nothing.
Yeah.
All of his co-workers were gone.
That's the
What
left
could it
now.
mean? Stanley
Right.
decided to go to the meeting room.
Was that all that
Perhaps
was
he had
left?
simply missed a memo.
I'd also peek in the windows and stuff sometimes.
When Stanley came to
you
a
see
set of
people.
2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow. Yes, this room. What? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Just straight ahead would have taken me back to all the life stuff. Oh, this ending's fun.
How long have we been on?
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
longer.
So now in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left. Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake.
Asshole.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Oh yeah.
No, 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 no. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to, oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, hmm? Okay, from the top.
Alright. I'm actually going to pause it right there, boys and girls. I just got to take a quick run to the bathroom. I will not be too long. And yeah, so we will be back in just a couple minutes. And we are back. Sorry guys.
Cheers.
Needed to pee. Nothing I could do about it. Alright, so let's get back to the game.
Yes, shall we?
Let us shall.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Stanley fell
Perhaps
asleep
he
in
had
his
simply
office and
missed a
everybody else
memo.
went home. That's what it means. The fuck?
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Or did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then. It's an adventure. Come,
Fuck.
Stanley. Let's find the story.
So apparently you didn't reset.
We didn't reset.
Or you did reset. God, this game messes with your head sometimes.
We're finding the story. Fuck.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
You jackass.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
I hate smart-ass games.
Come on, this is hilarious.
This is fucked up.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and
Oh my
retrace
God.
our steps.
This is Silent Hill.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no, I don't feel right about
It's
this
that
at all.
easy.
We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
This is fun.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Dun dun
Just follow the
dun.
line. How simple is that?
Look up.
Following the line.
Look up.
You see? The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story. Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood. Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
It's a fern.
So study it closely. I'm studying it closely.
Some great detail on that fern.
I know.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I don't want to.
You don't want to what?
I don't want to hear again.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Bastard.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Yeah. Let's go this way then.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Looks like it.
Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Okay. This is getting to me.
What?
This.
This ending?
Oh, just the same thing over and over again.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our
Spock would be
destiny
Extremely.
awaits. Oh, hold up. What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is?
Nonsense
It's all one
philosophy and
giant
music.
ending?
Turn to the office.
And we're supposed to restart the game what,
Fuck.
eight times? That's really how all
Hey,
this
restart.
goes?
The narrator
It's
is
all
gone for a long time.
determined?
Stanley dies.
So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of
Hold
this?
on.
Is
Read
it
the-
really?
read it.
I've been
6-3
reading.
start.
No, it can't be.
Find the line again.
I don't
begin
want
to
it to
follow
be.
the line.
I don't want the game to keep
Attempt make up story
restarting.
here.
I don't want to
Narrator
forget what's
restarts.
going
7.
on.
There's
I
no
don't want to be
longer an
trapped like
office
this.
since we
I
black
won't
space. Wander in
restart the
the
game.
black
I
space, find
won't
the
do
bookstore.
it.
Get
I won't
40
do
minute
it. I
narrator
won't
restarts the game.
do it.
It restarts.
And the
narrator
timer
restarts.
stopped. Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something
No.
happen?
No.
So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
Yeah.
So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
Oh, good lord. Again.
I promise that was it.
No, there's one more.
No, that was it. It's completely
all of
reset
his
now.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting
Are you
room.
seriously
Perhaps he
moving
had
on?
simply missed a memo.
This is. Yeah.
To the right now.
When
Yay!
Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting
hard to
room,
really talk
and
over,
Stanley
you
knew
should
it
be
perfectly
listening to the
well.
narrative for
Perhaps
the
he
jokes
wanted
to
to
make
stop
any
by
sense.
the employee lounge first,
Oh, yeah.
just to
But
admire it.
You can still talk over it.
The lounge was sublime, a work of art. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Because we've heard it like 1,000,001 times.
Mm.
So,
Stanley was so bad at
Red door?
following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the... But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are
I
very
just kept
powerful.
pushing forward.
everyone thinks you're powerful now.
I am powerful. Here, to the next one.
Alright. So,
Actually, Alexa, why don't you go get your father an energy drink
And then you can do the next one.
so you can wake up.
Oh, I'm good. I only got a couple
You're
more.
not good.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Just gonna do a couple more endings here anyway. There's only, what, 3 or 4 left?
3.
3
When
left.
Stanley came to a set
red
of 2
door,
open doors, this was
thing,
not the
plug.
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley
Door at
knew
the
it
top of that
perfectly
escalator
well.
thingy.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
There's
it.
a plug you have to go unplug,
Ah.
which gets an ending.
Like
Standing
3
now
more.
in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I'm good.
That particular cup, sorry, that particular cup that you're talking
Stanley
about
was so
is that on
bad
the way?
at following directions,
Awesome.
it's incredible he wasn't
Yeah, but
5
so you
years
didn't want it
ago.
till Christmas. You're not getting it till Christmas.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've
Knowing
gotten
I'll
off
have
on
it
the wrong
coming is
foot
a
here.
great relief.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize
Yeah,
that
it's going
investing
up there,
your
that's
trust in someone
all the
else
other
can
stuff,
be
but I'm gonna
difficult.
go do
But
the
the
red
fact
door
is that the
Well, actually,
story has
here,
been
find
about
it.
nothing but you all
We'll
this.
put aside
What?
Christmas. Just
Really?
Yes,
I was in
really.
the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others?
Yes.
Are you that convinced
Yeah,
that I
even
want
less than
something
that.
bad to happen to you?
Like,
Why?
negative.
I don't know how to
Negative,
convince
right.
you of this, but I really
Negative
do
million.
want to help you, to show you something
Yes, through the red
beautiful.
door.
Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Yeah, red door.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's
But I mean,
killing
you
us,
gotta
Stanley?
admit the amount of like,
I just,
story that's in
I
it.
wanted
Oh
to
yeah,
stop.
I mean,
Like, there's small little
I
endings,
would,
but they're
we would
amazing.
both be
Well,
so
the
much
only-
happier if
again,
we
the other problem
just
that I have with the game
stopped.
is it's hard to
And
talk
I
over
think-
and keep people
well, I think I have
interested
a
who aren't
solution.
normally into solo
Here,
games
Oh,
let
yeah.
me show you.
because you're listening to the narrator get the jokes.
Well, you can listen and talk at the same time.
But the point was me
Do
talking
we want?
drowns with the narrator.
What are
in the
we
game
looking for?
for other people watching?
Here.
Stars.
Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it?
No.
If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
No, it's stereo sound. So turn character 360. See, sound
No,
comes
I
again.
physically can't hear anything.
Oh, then you're deaf. Sorry, you've gone deaf.
I can't hear anything anymore.
Then you've gone deaf.
Are your headphones broken?
Nope.
No, wait. Where are you going?
Is there narration?
Yeah,
I can't hear anything.
you're deaf.
I'm not deaf. Now I can hear stuff.
See, you're deaf.
I'm deaf.
Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this.
Yeah, I don't like the narrator
Please,
being
no,
happy.
Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
What a ledge.
No!
Damn it.
Oh, no. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was
hilarious.
before. If
Oh,
you
yeah,
die,
lovely.
we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Because you're a pain in the ass.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me? My God, is this really how much you dislike my game?
Yes.
That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are
Yes.
literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy.
Pretty
Am I
much.
reading the situation correctly?
Yep.
Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
I'm just curious. I'm
Do
literally
you
just
actually
curious.
want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Yeah, I'm just teasing you.
Is that another ending?
No. It just says that, but nothing will happen.
Ah.
Trust me, if there was endings within endings like this game would be going on forever.
That would be awesome.
That would be actually.
That would be, yeah, but we would never get through this game ever.
Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
We have neighbors. Sorry.
Let's do the next one.
Alright, what's the last one? Or next one?
So, just right door, elevator,
Even now,
continue.
Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like?
Hold on.
There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
That was different.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, giddy in a way he had never known before. Was it this room? A connection between the two? Could a man love a room? I mean, truly, truly, deeply, madly love.
That's hilarious.
That is.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
No, straight.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time.
Oh, that's true.
There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
There's one ending after that, but it's 35 seconds long.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly...
You ain't pulling that plug yet. You're pulling that plug for last.
Ah.
Just because it's hilarious.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about...
Your damn. It's all in here.
Gotcha! Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Try to escape.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
Go inside.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee 427. Press X on your gamepad.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Press RT. Right trigger.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Press X.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful.
That wasn't there.
And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Press A to watch TV. So where's your TV? Press A. Spend time with the boys. Okay. Prepare dinner. Red bumper.
This game is fucked up.
Yep. Trust me, there is a point to this by the end. Right bumper to tell your kids a story. This is interesting.
This is like.
Welcome to
This is the most
Real
interesting
Life
part of the
Simulator
game.
2017. Just why do you tell your wife?
Ah, here we go. I love you. And she stands there with that stony look on her face.
Like every wife.
Like
Remind you of
every
someone?
wife.
Press X to go to sleep.
Oh, thank God. I'm not sleeping. What kind of hell is this?
This is fun.
This is garbage. Garbage.
B to work in the morning.
You know, it would have been funny if when you went to go to sleep, it actually went to black, and then the B to work in the morning, you woke up in your office.
LT to question nothing.
I'm questioning nothing.
Keep turning around. See if anything changes.
No, nothing's
Because
changed.
I know, like, that wasn't there when you walked in.
Maybe when one of those triggers comes up, I should press something else.
Nah.
So, like, tells me to press the left trigger, maybe I should press right to see what happens.
Try it. Welcome to the Stanley Parable.
Yep.
Jesus. Look at that texturing, man. Amazing. Well, apparently questioning nothing, so.
Wow.
Well done. Welcome to Cringe Simulator 2017 edition.
See, this is why I was saying it should tell you if that's your ending. They
No,
should do something.
I think it still goes. It does still go at some point.
Well, it's not going.
It does, though. It will pop something up.
Try going through the door.
I did.
Climb through the ceiling.
Game frozen?
Nope. Click on something. Like stuff,
Click on
everything.
everything. I've already clicked on everything.
Click on the door. Maybe try sitting still and not button spamming.
Nope, it's done.
No, it's supposed to continue.
Okay, well, the game wouldn't wait to this song because it's pissing me off. So. Most people wouldn't sit here and deal with this.
Actually, you'd be surprised. Because
Actually, most people are patient, dear.
that's true. Like I said, try not button spamming, and it might pop up. There's a bug. I think it's best to restart and try this ending again. Damn.
That's what I thought, because I just figured that was just way too long. There's a joke, and then there's, you know. Thanks, by the way. Hey, how you doing?
Thank you.
Hello and welcome.
Try it again.
Yeah.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped
Yes,
it was.
we're in
He
fucking
hoped
hell.
very much that it was. When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Speaking of which, I know this is going to
The
be
lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Let's try this again.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
When was the last time you heard from the
Look,
Twitch
Stanley, I think perhaps
disruptor?
we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really.
The only
I'm
one
not.
who calls during Twitch.
I realize that investing your trust in someone
days
else
ago.
can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about
this is
nothing
Friday
but
night.
you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please,
Okay.
stop trying to
And
make
that makes
every
perfect sense. I
decision by
think
yourself.
because, like I said, like
I'm
even
not asking
Family
for
Guy, I
me.
don't watch it too much.
I'm
Yeah.
asking for her.
But you know, he does that joke when Peter bumps his knee,
Yeah.
This is
and
it,
sometimes it
Stanley.
goes on forever.
Your chance to
To
redeem
the point where you're like,
yourself.
okay, is this gonna fucking
Put
it
your
is.
work
Yeah.
aside.
Just that, but that was
to
just
let
going on
her
forever.
back into
Yeah.
your life.
Yeah,
She's
I've never
been
actually,
waiting.
because I've played this game a good bit, like over and over with couple plays and stuff, but I've never had that happen.
That's her
Yeah,
stand.
play it now.
You need
No.
to be the
Oh,
one
no.
to do this.
This ending
To
first.
reach out to her.
This ending first. I hope it does. I hope it does. It's not like a permanent thing where it bugs out for your
I
game
hope not.
constantly, because that would suck.
Oh, Stanley, is that you?
Yes.
Hold on, sweetie. Sorry
See
to
if
keep
you
you
can
waiting.
escape now.
I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All
Oh, you're
right.
stuck.
Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about...
Ah!
Not creepy at all.
Gotcha.
Damn fucking
come
mannequin from
on.
Silent Hill.
Try to
Did you
leave
actually
again.
think you had a loving
tempted.
wife who'd want to commit their life to you?
Amen.
I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to
You're
see
talking.
something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on
I'm an
here.
awesome wife. I'm
Sorry,
sitting here playing
but
Stanley
you're in my
Parable.
story
You're the
now.
one who wanted to play it.
I know, I'm an awesome
See,
wife.
if you turn around.
This
it's
is a
like couch
very
and stuff.
sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Good morning, employee. Okay, left trigger.
Or should I say watching you play?
I
I'm an
guess,
awesome
yes,
one.
I can't do anything else, so.
Yeah.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Right trigger.
Look at him there,
See?
pushing buttons,
Ah.
doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life. But in his mind, in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none
Get
of
the
it
hot
would ever
sauce.
happen to him.
B.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers,
There we
his
go.
boss,
See?
everyone in the
Popped up.
building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The
Official
thought
sponsor,
excited him
but
terribly.
you should be.
Spend time with the boys.
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was
This is going
almost
to turn
too
into my office,
wonderful to
isn't it?
behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Tell your kids a story.
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he
Come on.
played just one more time. But there is no
I
answer.
love you.
How could there
Damn
possibly
it.
be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Yeah, I'm trying not to. It says not to press the button.
You see?
Fine.
Can he just not hear me?
Fuck.
How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself?
Stanley,
How
stop
can I
pushing
get
the
him to
fucking
see what I
buttons.
see? How can I make him look at himself?
Question nothing. Yeah,
I suppose I
broken.
can't. Not in the way
Just
I want
slightly.
him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Please
and Stanley
die.
pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
This game's fucked up.
Yeah, that was the ending.
That was the actual ending?
That was the actual ending. Not the
Are you
glitch.
sure?
Positive. 100%. Here, since you're falling asleep, press
Stanley knew the
435
office
times.
layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the achievement? Click a door 5 times. Is that all that you think an achievement is worth? No,
Yes.
no. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say
No.
that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes,
Oh, God damn it.
almost certainly 50.
This turns into one of those 4-hour fucking things. I will shoot you.
It's not, I promise. Even though I still wish you did that for 4 hours, because there's actually an ending to it.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. Nope, not fucking happening.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I
Really?
want this achievement to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way, no matter what the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417? Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437.
I said 20.
No, you can go now. Either way. Either way. Either way.
Oh, 37. Sorry.
37. Yeah, that would have completely negated this.
Excuse me. 437.
Yeah.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
This is all for an achievement. It's worth it.
So I don't trophy hunt. Worst.
Right there.
Okay.
Now, back to door number 437.
Oh, you sucking bastard.
You needed a way to wake up? Here we go.
This is waking me up. It's pissing me off. Huge difference.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
Fuck's the copy machine.
Right there.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
Oh my god.
Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk. Yes! This is great! You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Where's it coming out of?
Did you turn the speakers down?
No.
We've almost got it! Now the copy machine, do that one again!
Your mother's headphones.
What?
We were wondering where the volume is coming from. Just in case. I don't think it's.
I'm not plugged into my TV. I'm plugged into you guys.
Yes, no. What was it again? What was this?
416.
After 416.
417. Go through all the doors. 430. Shut that door.
See what happens when you don't listen.
Go click 5 times on 430. Did we completely lose it?
You completely lost it because you didn't hear what he asked.
Four and 7.
Well, you shouldn't have been talking.
Oh, ending. Screw it. Ending.
And
When Stanley
right.
came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Ouch.
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
So now you can go and plug it. And you have to
Stanley was so
follow along.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
When you unplug it, follow along.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
I think
not
you're a
sure
total
that
fucking
you
jackass, so we're even.
I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ooh, her.
Totally haven't heard
This is
this
it,
before.
Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Let her keep waiting.
That's her, Stanley. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone? Now, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Look at this script.
No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another.
I don't
Music
remember that.
comes in, fade to white,
Neither.
roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a
'Cause,
second.
you know,
Did
we're
I
good.
just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
I'm not Stanley. Shit. Yeah, figure me out,
Believe I was
dickhead.
so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe
Oh, for
decision-making in
fuck's
the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations.
Interesting.
Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house.
Also
Which
good
choice
choice.
would you make? Remember that
fire.
unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Practice. Okay. Hi.
Say it.
Excellent.
You didn't say it.
Making choices on a regular basis
Oh, it's
is the
4:30.
best
I'm
part
supposed
to
to be
a
having a
healthy
big old bag of
decision-making
crack.
process.
Is that what you said?
Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Welcome back.
That was
You may
awful.
have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry.
Good job.
Now that you're properly informed of
so.
good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Go this way.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse.
Yes.
Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
No shit.
So there's a lot of fun ones like this. I love this one.
Yeah, not weird at all. That door opened all by itself.
Not weird at all. Remember, not equipped to deal with reality.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Don't worry. I'm losing audio again.
Oh, it's the splitter.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would.
Completely
That
lost
means choosing responsibly and
So
always
put it
putting
back
the
in.
story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not
Fuck.
too late.
The game's breaking.
Ah!
The other direction.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Come on.
Oh, it's ruined. I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that my story, you've destroyed my work. Why? For what?
That's the red door.
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know.
Yes.
What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Sucker.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are.
Clever.
My entire game is destroyed.
Hold on.
It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress
Seriously.
upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on it. I tried so hard.
It's like the
Is
exposition.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing
Exposition
responsibly
wasn't
and
even
always
good.
putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Right.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Just behave exactly as Stanley would.
Let's
That
keep
means
resetting.
choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Let's see if
I'm
we
quite
can
sure you'll
actually
be up
break
to
the
the
game.
task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry.
Ooh, I like that. So I assume it's going to keep resetting.
Is behave exactly as Stanley
All right,
would.
we'll go left.
That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on
On
his
the
left.
right. No, I'll go to the left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
God damn.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Oh yeah, you told me about that, didn't you?
Oh, it's locked. Right, because we're gonna end there. Do that later. That's one thing.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 155.
Night Shock 155.
Whatever the fuck.
Night Shock 155.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Night Shark.
He spoke it
115.
into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Night Shark
Night Shark
115.
115.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't
You're a
mishear me, did
jackass.
you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Piss off, you bastard son of a bitch of a game.
Okay, fine, you're not going to do it. But you know what?
It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Stanley? Hello? Are you... Is everything okay? Stanley, I need you to make a choice.
The end.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me?
The reason why I said this for the
Is
end.
everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me?
Isn't that a fun
Whatever
game?
choice you make is
That
just
is a
fine. They're
mess.
both
So
correct.
is
You cannot
this.
be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply
It was
need
awesome.
you to
It
take
so
that
makes me
step
think of
forward,
Portal.
please.
Oh no, it's very awesome. Just messed up.
Do something. Anything.
Wow.
This is more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it.
The animator's
So,
like drunk or
you hear
something.
me? Are you there?
You
Are listening
there?
to this? Stanley, are you there?
Hey, Stanley.
Okay. It's okay, I can wait. You need time to decide. Time to make sure your choice is correct. That is the best choice. That's all right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
So that was the Stanley Parable.
So that's all the endings, eh?
Yep.
Okay, that game is very cool. I enjoyed it a lot, but it is fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Just you got any? Okay, keep going.
All of his
Keep going for a
co-workers
bit. I mean,
were
but that
gone.
that was just
What could it
screwing you.
mean?
Listen, if you're gonna do that.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
Put
he
your
had simply
earphone
missed
back
a
in.
memo.
I want to show you the broom closet. I have to show you the broom closet. It's the one funny thing you skipped over. And I didn't even realize you skipped over.
Well, you kept telling me not to bother with the doors, so I fucking didn't bother with the doors.
Yeah, that's Stanley. This game is fun.
It's fun.
Stanley
It's
came
just,
to a set of
it's
2
just
open
fucked up.
doors. He
I'm
entered the
confused.
door on his left.
Don't forget the confusing part.
Well, it's like
Yet there was
Outlast
not
without
a
anything
single
scary
person
happening.
here either.
I know, right?
Feeling a wave of disbelief,
Talk
Stanley
less,
decided to go up
unbelievably
to his
amusing
boss's
work all the time,
office,
every day.
hoping he
No.
might find an answer there.
How to solve a dispute with your coworkers. You need this. Let it ball up inside you. Take it out passive-aggressively on other coworkers. Resent coworkers for not supporting you. Let it ball up inside.
Yes, that's how it works. That's how work works.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
It's a nice broom closet.
Yes, it was.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
It's a good broom closet.
I think it's cool. One more has got one more room.
Right,
doesn't it?
Sweet Pea?
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet.
It's pretty
He wasn't
in here.
even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Sweet fuck all. It's just him there doing sweet fuck all.
Are you really still in the broom closet?
Yes.
Standing around doing nothing?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely
To
confused.
make you ask why. That's the only reason.
You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right?
Yep.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever.
Except
I never
this
would have
is
thought to
off.
mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, Did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite. I hope your friends find this concerning.
They would.
It would be concerning.
They would find it very concerning.
Is this your favorite
Stanley
ending?
was fat and ugly and
Yes,
really
I've
stupid.
seen this before.
He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Wow. Childish insults now.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Exactly.
Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Oh look, a broom closet.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. The fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Awful. Awesome, but awful.
Man, I love this game.
No, it is really cool.
Oh, wait, hold on. Keyboard. This is keyboard and mouse drop right here.
Yeah, but remember, when you click off it, it has those issues.
Oh, I know. Put a mouse. Keys. Developer console. Console. Hold on.
What are you doing?
Trying to turn the developer console on.
That's okay.
Uh,
Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that was the Stanley Parable. It was very, very cool. I thought it was actually kind of fun. Getting the endings was awesome, but that's always the best part of a game like this. Just to find the secrets and whatnot. There was one secret we did not get, which was apparently a 4-hour baby saving from fire. No. Never, ever, 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 ever,
yes,
ever.
that's going to
never.
be Christmas.
And no, never.
Christmas special.
But
Halloween special.
Yeah, Halloween special. Welcome to my fucking nightmare. So yeah, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, blah 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 blah, whatever the hell else you are that are watching. Thank you so much for popping on. This was the Stanley Parable. We will be back tomorrow playing something. Hasn't quite been figured out yet, but it will be soon. I will, of course, post on Facebook, etc. before I go live, as I always do. And, yeah, hopefully we'll have some more fun with that as well. So this was a great game. If you have Steam, I suggest you get your hands on it. Not too expensive, I don't think.
No, a couple dollars.
Couple dollars, yeah. So I mean, it's a very, very simple game. Nothing you really need to get into. Nothing you really need a lot of skill to get into. You just kind of fucking walk around and relax and blah blah blah.
Oh yeah.
And listen to every word
How
in the
long
game.
was I
It's
sitting
very
there?
important
Stanley
that you do this, because if you miss a
Are you
simple
really
little
just doing
thing,
this for the achievement?
you fuck it up.
Click a door
Oh, yeah.
5 times. Is that all that
All
you
right,
think
then
an
again,
achievement is
like I
worth?
said before,
No,
thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for
I
popping
can't
on.
just give
Getting
these
rid of this
merits
'cause I
away
need
for
to
such
shut
little
everything
effort.
down.
A measly
Maybe
5
escape,
clicks.
So, like I said, thank you very much for popping on, and I do hope to see everyone again.
Thank you.
Good night,
That
good night,
was
good night.
fun.
It was a lot of fun, yeah, it really was.
All right, I will see ya.
Sweet peace, say good night.
Good night.
Good night, good night, good night. And I do hope to see everybody again.
Now suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's